Well, President Trump slamming former CIA Director John Brennan and former FBI Director James Comey now that his FBI is investigating potential wrongdoing by the two men during the Russiagate investigation. Let's bring in criminal defense attorney and federal litigator Vic Bajaj. Vic, great to have you on the show. Jonathan Turley was on the Ingram angle. He said something interesting. I want to see if you agree with it. Watch.
Virtually everything he said was untrue. In fact, the IG reports shredded the FBI and said that they didn't follow protocol, that they ignored counterintelligence, that they pushed the Steele dossier forward. And these were two of the key individuals who did that. So the question is, does any of this trick the wire to perjury?
Yeah, he was talking about James Comey to begin with there, but does it trip the wire to perjury?
I agree with everything you said, first of all, Trace, because he points out all the deficits in following policy on both of these powerful individuals' behalves. But does it go over that line? Does it cross the line of criminality? I believe the answer is yes. And the reason why is not the act itself, but lying about it. Sometimes when you're asked a question, it may be an innocent explanation, but if it's a lie, it's a 1001 U.S.C. United States Code perjury or false statement in an investigation. But here's the larger question I have, Trace. To what end? Why lie? Is it a lie to help, for instance, a former president, anti-Trump, a future president, a candidate? And if so, what role did these lies play in a larger conspiracy? I think that's what the DOJ is after, much less just this false statement.
Fox News legal analyst Greg Jarrett wrote this, and I thought it was interesting. He says CIA report makes it clear Trump was framed. Greg Jarrett, currently CIA Director John Ratcliffe declassified and released an internal agency review of the machinations that helped fuel the Russia hoax. In a statement posted on social media, Ratcliffe stated, "All the world can now see the truth. Brennan, Clapper, and Comey manipulated intelligence and silenced career professionals, all to get Trump." It seems like there was an effort to get Trump, at least for a few years there.
Brennan went in front of the Select Judiciary Committee in 2023, not 17, 2023, keeping in mind a 5-year statute of limitations for obstructing justice and false statements. In that testimony, a closed-door session, he said, "I didn't push for the dossier to be relied upon by anyone." Well, now we know that the epiphany we have in the footnote is, in fact, he was pushing for it.
Yeah.
That's a lie. That's black and white. The question is, what does the DOJ do with it? And do they only focus on Brennan or, as I indicate, a potential larger conspiracy?
Do you think there are penalties down the road, Vic?
I think there are. I think if there are not penalties for this black and white violation, there will never be penalties. We will then have a solidification of a two-tier system of justice, and the American people now will not stand for that. That's the transparency that we need to see. I don't think there's a choice. There has to be a punishment.
Vic Bajaj, good to have you on as always. Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
Trace.